Hi guys, good day, it's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class is we're going to calculate the population variance and the population standard deviation. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So this is actually requested class from our students and our subscribers in Facebook and YouTube. I would like to give thanks and shout out to them. This answer is for you class. Once again class, if this video helps, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, before we answer this one class, is you need to remember this one class that we do have two formulas in finding the variance. We have what we call the sample variance. We have what we call the population variance. Same with standard deviation, we have what we call the sample standard deviation. We have what we call the population standard deviation. Now, question, sir. Once again, class, let's have a short recap, class. Now, question, sir. When do we use the sample standard deviation and the population standard deviation, or the sample variance and the population variance? Now, you will use the population standard deviation when the data includes everything you're studying. Now, you will be using the sample standard deviation when the data is only part of the larger group. Let's have example class for sample standard deviation. A teacher randomly selects 5 students from a class of 30 to analyze their quiz performance. Their scores are 75, 80, 85, 70, and then 90. Therefore, class, we will be using the sample variance and the sample standard deviation based on this given question. Question, why is that, sir? Because you are just selecting 5 students from a class of 30 students. So, therefore, you are selecting 5 students and that would be your sample. Therefore, you will be using the sample variance. And this will be the formula, class. Once again, class, we do have a video class in finding the sample variance. So the sample variance, that would be S squared, is equal to, once again class, this is the meaning for sample variance, the symbol of sample variance, that would be S squared, is equal to, we have summation of quantity x minus the mean, so this is the mean squared, all over n minus 1. So very different class for the population variance, as you can see. So this one right here, it's like letter O class, and then underline on the top. So it's like this class, O with underline on the top and then squared. That would be the population variance. We call this one class in Greek word, that would be sigma squared. So I will be explaining this one class later on with regards to this formula. So once again class, for sample variance, this is the formula. That would be n minus 1. For population variance, that's only n. So very different class with regards to the formula. So that's only n. And then you have this u. It means population mean. So once again, class, this u right here, I will be explaining this one later on. And to get the sample standard deviation, of course, simply get the square root of the sample variance. So standard deviation is equal to the square root of the sample variance. So we do have another video for this one class. We explain this one step by step, so feel free to see the video. Because I'm sure, class, if you see the video in finding the sample standard deviation, finding the sample variance, you will really understand that one class. So feel free to see the video, because I will just put the link on the description down below. Now, question, sir, with regards to this given example, are we using the population standard deviation and the population variance? Yes, you are using the population variance and the population standard deviation. Question, sir, why is that, sir? Because based on the given class, we have given scores of 2 students from a series of quizzes. Once again, we only have 2 students. And then this will be the score. So student A, there will be 85, 88, 19, 92, 91, 87, and then 89. For student B, there will be 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and then 100. Therefore, class, the data represents the complete quiz performance of the 2 students. So we have the scores of student A, we have the scores of student B. So we have the complete quiz performance of the 2 students. So therefore, class, we will be using the population variance and the population standard deviation. Alright, so let's do that. So this is the formula for population variance. So let me just explain this one with regards to this formula. So population variance, so this one right here, this is the symbol for population variance. So it's like letter O, underline on the top, and then squared. That will be the symbol for population variance. We call this one sigma squared. Alright, so let me just explain, class, with regards to this formula. We call this one sigma squared. Of course, this one, letter E, it means summation. So the sum of, or that would be summation. Of course, X, that would be the sample. Same with the sample variance, X, that would be the sample. And then this U, class, very different. Once again, this U very different for the sample variance because we have the mean, right, a while ago. For the sample variance, there would be x, the sample, minus the mean. Now, for population variance, there would be x minus the population mean. So, we call this one class the population mean. But they will have the same answer class anyways, because to get the population mean, you just simply add the samples divided by the total number of samples. Once again, class, to get the population mean, simply add the samples divided by the total number of samples. So, same step with regards to finding the mean. So, once again, this U, we call this one the population mean, and then N, capital N, that would be the number of samples. So, total number of samples. Alright, so once again, this is the population variance, the symbol. We call this one sigma squared. E, there will be summation, the sum of. X is the sample. U is the population mean. N is the total number of samples. Of course, this one, this is the symbol for population standard deviation. So it's like letter O, underline on the top. We call this one population standard deviation is equal to, of course, to get the standard deviation, simply get the square root of the population variance. Once you have your population variance, simply get the square root, that would be your standard deviation, class. That would be your population standard deviation. Don't make things complicated, class. Once you get the population variance, simply get the square root, and that would be the population standard deviation. Alright, so let's do it step by step. So let's start with student A. Alright, so let me just erase. We don't have enough space, class. Let me just erase this one, class. So once again, the population standard deviation, the formula. So population standard deviation is equal to the square root of the population variance. Alright, let's do it step by step. So we will be answering this one, finding the population variance for student A. Once again, class, you cannot solve for the population variance directly because you don't have the value of the population mean. Once again, class, population variance, summation of x minus the population mean squared over n. Do we have the samples? Yup, we have the samples, right? We have the samples. This one, yup, we have the samples. Do we have n? The total number of samples? Yup, we have n. N is equals to 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total number of samples, there will be 7 for student A. Yup, we have n. But we don't have the population mean. We don't have this one, class. We're looking for the population variance. We don't have the population variance. We don't have the mean. Therefore, class, we cannot solve for this one, class. We need to get first the population mean before we can solve for the population variance. So we need to get this one first. Population mean. Now, how will you get the population mean? To find the population mean, so to find the population mean is equal to summation of x divided by n. So the sum of the samples divided by the total number of samples. So simply add this one. Alright, so population mean, simply add this one, 85 plus, once again, plus the sum of the samples, summation of all the samples. So the sum of the samples, so 85 plus 88 plus 90 plus 92 plus 91 plus 87 plus 89 divided by the total number of samples, that would be 7. Alright, so simply use your calculator. 85 plus 88 plus, do it step by step, plus 92. Alright, plus 91 plus 87 plus 89, that would be 622 divide 7. So 622 divide 7. The answer, class, is 88.857. Alright, so 88.857. So we need to have at least 2 decimal numbers. So after 5, that would be 7. So this is 7, therefore we need to round up. So this will be 88.86. Alright, and that would be our population mean. So the population mean, so population mean is equal to 88.86. Alright, so we're all set for the population mean. So therefore, we need to subtract the sample by the population mean. Once again, because we need to have 2 columns. Alright, let's do it step by step. Okay, we don't have enough space, class. So n, we just write here, n is equals to 7. Population mean is equals to 88.86, right? Alright, so we need to have 2 columns. So this one. Alright, so this will be x, the sample minus the population mean, and then the sample minus the population mean, and then squared. Alright, so let's subtract the sample by the population mean. Once again, let's do it step by step. Class, the sample, the first sample minus the population mean. So this will be 85 minus 88.86. Once again, class, the sample minus the population mean, and this will be our answer, class, the sample minus the population mean. Let's do it step by step, class. 85 minus 88.86 is equal to negative 3.86. Once again, let's do it step by step, class. 85, the sample, 85 minus the population mean, so 85 minus 88.86, that would be negative 3.86. Alright, and then this one, 88. Once again, because we are dealing with student A, so 88 minus 88.86. So 88 minus 88 point, I think that's negative 0.86. Yep, negative 0.86. This one, 90 minus 88.86. So 90. Alright, so 90 minus 88.86. That would be 1.14. Alright, and then 92 minus 88.86. So the sample minus the population mean. So the sample minus the population mean. So 92 minus 88.86. 92 minus 88.86. Alright, and that would be equal to 3.14. 91 minus 88.86. So 91 minus 88.86 is equal to 2.14. 87 minus 88.86. So 87 minus 88.86. That will be equal to negative 1.86. And then last step, 89 minus 88.86. So let's do that. 89 minus 88.86. That will be equal to positive 0.14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yup, we're all set. The sample minus the population mean. So we don't have enough space, class. So once again, class, 89 minus 88.86. The answer, class, is 0.14. Now, once you have your answer, class, when you subtract the sample by the population mean, you need to get the square, class. Once again, class, you need to get the square. Square, class, it means you multiply this expression by itself twice. Once again, class, if you have 3 squared, example, class, if you have 3 squared, it doesn't mean 3 times 2. It's not 3 times 2, class. Once again, class, 3 squared, it's not 3 times 2. It means you multiply 3 by itself twice. It means 3 times 3. So 3 squared, that would be equal to 9. It means that you multiply this number, this numerical expression, by itself twice. That would be 3 times 3. So therefore, we have the sample minus the population mean and then square. Therefore, our answer, we need to get the square. We multiply this number by itself twice. So that would be negative 3.86 times negative 3.86. Once again, guys, you multiply this expression by itself twice. That would be negative 3.86 times negative 3.86. Of course, class, our answer, class, it's always positive because this is squared. Negative times negative is positive. Positive times positive is positive. Once you get the square of a number, class, your answer, class, it's always positive because negative times negative, negative times negative, that would be positive. Positive times positive, that would be positive. So once you get the square, it's always positive. Alright, so this will be, so I will just write down positive 3.86 times positive 3.86 because the answer, class, is still positive. So, but the solution, class, the correct solution, it should be negative 3.86 times negative 3.86. Of course, the answer is positive. But in my cell phone, class, instead of writing negative 3.86 times negative 3.86, so I can just simply write, that's the answer, class. We have positive 14.8996. So I can just write, class, positive, because you will have the same answer, class, anyways. 3.86 because it will take time, class, if I will just write down the negative sign. So 3.86 times 3.86. So that would be 14.8996. So once again, class, copy all the numbers, copy all the decimals, because we're not allowed, class, to round up our answer unless this is our final answer. So simply copy, class, all all the 4 decimal numbers, so 8996. Alright, and then this one, so 0.86 times 0.86. The answer is 0.7396. 1.14 times 1.14. So that would be 1.2996. Alright. 3.14 times 3.14. That would be 98596. Alright, and then 2.14 times 2.14. Okay, 14. That would be 4.5796. Alright, and then 1.86. 1.86 times 1.86. So that would be 3.4596. Alright, so this will be last one. We have 0.14 times 0.14 is equal to 0.0196. Alright, and then we simply add this one because we have the summation of our answer. So once again, summation of the sample minus the mean squared. So therefore, we need to add this up. So simply add this up. So this will be summation of the sample minus the population mean squared is equal to, so we don't have enough space, class. So summation of the sample minus the population mean and then squared. The answer, class, is, alright, let's do it step by step. So we have 14.8996 plus 0.7396 plus 1.2996 plus 9.8596. Let's do it step by step, class. Once again, class, do it step by step. Plus, we have 4.5796 plus 3.4596 plus 0.0196. Okay, yep, is equal to 34.8572. So this will be 34.8572. So copy all the 4 decimal numbers, class, because this is not yet our final answer. So we have 34.8572. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so this will be, so I'll be erasing this one, class. Alright, so this will be summation of the sample minus the mean. Okay, once again, the summation of the sample quantity, the sample minus the population mean squared. The answer, class, is this one, 34.8572. And then divide the total number of samples. That would be 7 divided by 7. And the answer is, so 34.8572. Alright, so divided by 7. And the answer, class, is 4.9796. And we're all set, class, for the population variance. That's the answer, class, for the population variance. So we can round up our answer because this is our final answer for the population variance. So after 7, that would be 9. So therefore, we can round up. So once again, class, after 7, that's 9. If this is 2, just an example, class. If this is 2, once again, class, just an example, class. If this is 2, after 7, that would be 2. Therefore, simply copy 7. Once again, class, if this is 2, below 5, simply copy 7. Now, since this is 9 a while ago, this is 4.9796. So after 7, that would be 9. So this is 9. Therefore, we need to round up. This will be equal to 4.98. And that would be our population variance, all set. That's the answer, class, for the population variance. So the population variance, alright, is equal to 4.98. And then we're all set for the population variance. And then to get the standard deviation, because we don't have enough space, class, let me just erase this one. Okay, you pause the video, class. I'll be erasing this one. We don't have enough space, class. So to get the population standard deviation, so the population standard deviation, so population standard deviation is equal to the square root of the population variance. So population standard deviation is equal to the square root of the population variance, so the square root of 4.98. Alright, let's do that. So the square root of the square root of 4.98 is equal to, the standard deviation is equal to the square root of 4.98. The answer, class, I hope you can see this one, class. The square root of 4.98. The answer, class, is 4.98. The answer, class, in my calculator, there would be 2.2315. Alright, so therefore, class, after 3, that's only 1. Once again, that's after 3, that's only 1. Therefore, we cannot round up. Simply copy to 3. So, simply copy 3. So, therefore, the final answer for the population standard deviation is equal to 2.23. And we're all set, class. All set, class, for student A. The population variance, that would be 4.98. And the population standard deviation, that would be 2.23. And then we're all set. All set. Alright, so let's proceed now in student B. Because we don't have enough time, class. Let's proceed now to student B. Alright, so let's have student B. Alright, so once again, class, our answer, class, for student A. So student A, the population variance, that would be, the answer, class, a while ago, that would be 4.98. And then for the population standard deviation, that would be 2.23. Alright, we're all set for student A. So let's have student B. So once again, class, first thing, you cannot solve for the population variance if you don't have the population mean. So let's start with student B. Simply add this one divided by the total number of samples. So population mean for student B. Once again, class, we're dealing with student B. So population mean, that will be summation of X. So the sum of the samples divided by the total number of samples. So you will add this one, 70. Population mean, that would be 70 plus 75 plus 80 plus 85 plus 90 plus 95 plus 100 divide 7. Alright, let's do that. Alright, so this will be 70 plus 75 plus 80 plus 85 plus 90 plus 95 plus 100. So that would be 595. Divide 7, the total number of samples, that would be 7. Alright, divide 7. The answer, class, is 85. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so the population mean for student B, that would be 85. Alright, so I'm sure, class, very easy, class, to answer for student B because the value of the population mean is a whole number. 85 is a whole number. Alright, let's do that. So once again, we need to have two columns. Alright, so this will be the sample minus the population mean. And the other one, we have the sample minus the population mean and then square. Alright, let's do it step by step. So once again, the sample minus the population mean. So the sample 70 minus 85, of course, that would be negative 15, right? 70 minus 85. Yep, that would be negative 15. Alright, and then this one, the sample minus the mean, 75 minus 85. Of course, that would be negative 10. And then 80 minus 85. So the sample minus the mean. Of course, 80 minus 85, that would be negative 5. And then 85 minus 85, of course, that would be 0, right? 85 minus 85, the sample minus the mean, that would be 0. And then 90 minus 85. 90 minus 85, that would be positive 5. And then 95, the sample minus the mean, minus 85, that would be positive 10. And then 100 minus 85, that would be positive 15. Alright, so very easy, class, for student B because the answer of the mean is a whole number. Alright, so 70 minus 85, negative 15, and then so on. And then we need to get the square. So it means negative 15 times negative 15. I think that's 225, positive 225. So 15 times 15, that would be positive 225. Once again, class, negative times negative, it will become positive. So it means negative 15 times negative 15. So the sample minus the mean, this is the answer, negative 15. You need to get the square. It means negative 15 times negative 15. Of course, the answer, class, is positive 225. Alright, and then 10 times 10, negative 10 times negative 10, that would be positive 100. Negative 5 times negative 5, that would be positive 25. 0 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 10 times 10 is 100. 15 times 15, same answer, positive 225. Alright, and then we need to get the summation of the sample minus the population mean squared. So the sum of this one, so let's add this one. So 225 plus, alright, so 225 plus 100 plus 25 plus 0 plus 25 plus 100 plus 225. The answer, class, is 700. So this is 700. Alright, so this will be, so once again, class, summation of the sample minus the population means quantity squared. The answer, class, is 700. So we don't have enough space, class. Let me just erase this one. So this will be 700 divide the total number of samples. That would be 7. So 700 divided by 7. The answer, class, is, what's the answer, class? That's correct. So 700 divided by 7, that would be equal to 100. Alright, so therefore the population variance is 100. And to get the population standard deviation, simply get the square root of the population variance. So the population standard deviation is equal to, so population standard deviation is equal to the square root of the population variance, the square root of 100. So once again, class, the value of population variance, that would be equal to 100. Simply get the square root of 100 and that would be your population standard deviation. Of course, the square root of 100, that would be equal to 10. Why is that, sir? Because 10 times 10 is 100. Therefore, the square root of 100, that would be equal to 10. That's it, class. We're all set. The population variance. So let me just write it here. Let's finalize our answer for student B. So the population variance is equal to, so student B, population variance, that would be this one, that would be 100. And then for the population standard deviation, that would be equal to 10. That's it, class. All set. All set, class. That's how you solve, class, for the population variance and the population standard deviation. All set, class. Alright, so once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, class, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.